Let's take a look again at how this season series has kind of gone, and it's gone the way of the Hawks. They've won 3 of the 4 games. Now, it's important to note the Cavs did not have their starting 5 for any of those 4 games, so that's important to note. You see Kevin Love with the 19 points, 6.5 rebounds, shooting almost 42% from three-point range. Mobley, who's coming back and played pretty well, averaging almost a double-double against the Hawks this year. Now, the other thing is, you pointed out, home game, Cavs 25-16 at home, and conversely, on the road, the Hawks, very different team, 16-25 on the road. Let me ask you this. Would you consider starting Kevin Love, a guy that he was productive in the minutes that he had against the Nets? I know you don't want to deviate from what you've done all year, but again, this game is different. You got to win it. If you don't win it, you don't get to play again.
Yeah, I don't know that I would start him, but I'd probably bring him off the bench 2 minutes into the game if I had. I think that you don't want to, because if you start him, if Jared Allen is healthy and able to start, then you're probably moving Markkanen out of the starting lineup, and I just don't think you want to mess with his psyche there. Now, if Jared Allen doesn't play or doesn't start, certainly I would consider starting Kevin Love and continuing to go big, because again, Kevin Love has been in this situation, right? He's been in big game situations. He's been in Game 7 of the NBA Finals on the road. I think that we saw some of that experience play out against the Nets. Kevin has been playing better later in the season. So that's just a veteran who knows when to step it up at the right time. So, yeah, if Jared Allen doesn't play, absolutely, I would consider, if you're the Cavaliers, going big and going with more experience and using, say you have Evan Mobley and Markkanen and Love, and then Burt and obviously Darius Garland starting in the backcourt. I think that's a pretty formidable lineup. And, the only way I probably wouldn't start Love is if Jared Allen returns and starts right away. But the Cavs will definitely have an advantage either way in the size department, as the stats just showed, Dave. Mobley and Love have had nice games against the Hawks, and I suspect that that's something that 2 guys the Cavs are going to turn to again tomorrow night.